What's going on, guys? It's your dad, the Duelist, whatever you want to say. We recording from the mobile today. Got some huge changes going on, some band stuff. I hope everyone's been enjoying the new Dark Side Dimensions. Let's take a look at that stuff real quick. I know with like my what is it my few viewers that I got. Hold on, let me turn this freaking sound down. There we go. My like 3 viewers that I got. Welcome, all 3 of you.
I won't need Seto's help this time.
Yeah, we're just gonna bust out the Mokuba while we go through these band slash changes that are upcoming. I think October 20th. Yeah, October 20th. So, I if you're wondering why I've been away for a while, I'm a very busy man. I got a lot of things going on outside of Duel Links, although I still play every single day. I just don't have the time to record like I used to. But I figured like I'd try out this mobile recording stuff and see how it does. Maybe I'll get 4 viewers, maybe even 5. Maybe I should just do some clickbait. But anyways, let's go into the rebalancing. I already read these, so I'm going to give you my opinion already. Okay. Which I think are really great changes, by the way. Good job, Konami. If my thing wants to load. Oh, hold on. Bam. There we go. So, there we go. Stupid Wi-Fi. My phone connects to like Wi-Fi from everywhere. It's so annoying. All right. So, the skills that are getting changed are Beatdown, Light and Dark, Master of Destiny, Blessing of the Cyber Angel, Fusion Reserves, Roids, Draconic Fusion, Fusion Time, Master Fusion, and Master of Rights. So I personally think all these changes are not only great but necessary because in the case of like Beatdown, so let's read that real fast. Until the end of turn, increase the attack of all face-up level 5 or higher monsters you control by the number of level 5 or higher monsters you control times 300. This skill can only be used once per duel. I think this is a great change. It's pretty obnoxious that Beatdown is just everywhere. I don't like the fact that like there's generic skills like that. I mean, we could have them, but like, at the rate that Beatdown was like showing up, it's pretty obnoxious. And I think there's like a little bit of like gameplay differences when that happens because, regardless of what deck you're playing, you summon a bunch of big boys, you make them real thick, and then, you smash, I would think that Blue Eyes, this is actually a Blue Eyes nerf indirectly. And you're probably like, well, why do you say that? Well, a lot of monsters are not 3,000 attack and above. And usually you would use a beatdown to get above 3,000 attack to knock over Blue Eyes. So I think that's an indirect buff to Blue Eyes. And I think Cockatoo also, if you've been seeing that Invoker, because you kind of need to beat down and get over that fat booty. So we'll see what happens with that, but I definitely think, and I like the fact that it nerfed Darklords. They're pretty obnoxious. All right, Light and Dark. If you don't know what the skill does, what it used to do was you would return like a light card or a dark card, and then you would get the opposite with the same type and same type and level from your deck. So a lot of people were running like the Invoker with Silent Swords, or was it Silent Magician? So it made deck super consistent. They added it so instead of it being for free, you have to lose 1,000 life. I don't think this is a big enough nerf because that skill can be abused so many different ways. And losing 1,000 life, that's real easy to do. A lot of people play Cosmic Cyclone and mirror wall and yada 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 yada, you know. So I don't think it's a personally. I mean, a nerf's a nerf. I don't think it's big enough. Loomis and Umbra OP. Master of Destiny. So this one is your first 3 coin tosses are heads, but there was a restriction where you had to have at least 5 coin flip monsters. Now you have to have 7. I don't think this is a big enough nerf on there either, but as before, like I said, a nerf is a nerf. I would have preferred this get changed to just the Arcana monsters. So if you had like 5 Arcana monsters, instead of having 7 or more different coin toss cards, because I that's still going to be easy. So right now that's not a huge change. They're going to add in like Temperance, like that, and you know, there's like some okay ones. So I know that they wanted to do that because of Desperado Dragon, you know, blowing up a bunch of shit. So a nerf is a nerf. Blessing of the Cyber Angel. So can be used if your life points are at 2,000 or below. Instead of conducting your normal draw, a cyber angel of your choice is added to your hand from outside your deck. I think this skill is going to be like heavily looked over because this does some like deck fixing in a way, since you're going to be able to pick the cyber angel. So let's say that you got like a Benton and you need another level 6 to make your ritual monster. You can grab another level 6. So I think it's going to be kind of overlooked. It's going to be pretty clutch when it goes off. Fusion reserves roids. So this says can be used when your life points decrease by 1,500. Add 1 fusion material from your deck to your hand whose name is specifically listed on a roid fusion monster in your extra deck. The skill can only be used twice per duel. I think this one got changed from it was like your next draw, and it used to be 1,800 points. So that's a pretty. So it's almost like switch. You know, now that I think about it, it's pretty much your like. People will probably be playing a little bit less switcheroo, I guess. Switcheroo is another ability that was used quite a bit. So I like it. I think it's a good change to fusion reserves. You know, maybe we'll see some freaking Cyrus coming back a bit. The same thing kind of happened for Draconic Fusion. So this one reads, at the beginning of the duel, add 1 Dragon's Mirror to your deck and add 1 5-headed dragon to your extra deck. This skill can only be used once per duel. Can be used if your life points decrease by 1,500. Return 1 card from your hand to your deck and add 1 Dragon's Mirror to your hand from your deck. So Dragon's Mirror, it banishes dragons to summon the 5-headed dragon, which takes 5 dragons, and I think it's like 5,000 attack and defense, something like that. And I think it's unaffected by like different types of monsters or something. It's a fun skill to use, and the same thing as like fusion reserves. So the nice thing is that it's being used instead of like your next draw, you can use it like during your turn. So that's pretty nice. Obviously not after like combat and stuff, but or I would assume. I mean, even if you could use it after combat, like you couldn't activate it. So there's no second main phase like in the TCG. So that's another, it's just quality of life right there. Fusion time. I think this one is going to be pretty interesting because there is some recursion with this ability. So I'll read it out to you. So it says, can be used if your life points decrease by 1,500. Return 1 card from your hand or deck to your deck and add 1 polymerization from your hand from outside your deck. Then you can add 1 level 4 or lower elemental hero normal monster from your hand to your hand from your graveyard. If I knew how to read. It's late, so I'm going to use that as an excuse. So same thing. It's like switcheroo. You're not using it on your draw, which is awesome. You're getting another poly and the recursion from the elemental hero normal monster, which is pretty good. I've been experimenting with like the elemental hero, like the normal ones, and what the hell is that guy's name? Grand Merge. So you can do some more Grand Merges with this ability, and you can also. I've been throwing in World Legacy Guard Dragon, testing that out with Grand Merge. So I like that ability. I'll probably be using that in my Grand Merge deck. I think they've been really trying to push it lately. This also grabs NEOS Alias as well, which is not too bad. So yeah, that's another quality of life. Mastery of Fusion can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,000. Return one card from your hand to your deck and add one polymerization from your hand to your hand from outside of your deck. This skill can only be used twice per duel. So the fusion time is a little bit more powerful if you're using normal elemental hero monsters because it can trigger more than once. Master of Fusion is like a nice generic one. So the only issue that I feel with like these fusion ones is that your extra deck is only at 6, and it already gets so crammed. If you are playing heroes, because you want to put in like Shining and freaking Blaze Hero Man and all those other dudes. So that's the only issue with that. If you had a slightly, maybe like 7 or 8 on the extra deck, I could see these abilities being really good. Okay, Master of Rights can be used each time your life points decrease by 1,000. This skill can only be used twice per duel. Return one card from your hand to your deck and choose one of the following. Add one random ritual monster to your hand from your deck. Add one random ritual spell from your hand to your deck. Oh, if I knew how to read, it's you add them from your deck to your hand. Okay. So I think this is going to be really good with Vendreads, because sometimes it gets a little wonky on the ratios with your stuff. So this will make Vendreads probably, I expect, with all the changes and a couple of the other ones that I'm going to show you, that Vendreads are going to be pretty nice. Okay. So look out for Vendreads. So just based off of these changes here, you're looking at a hit to let's see, a hit to like Darklords, a lot of the NEOS decks. With Light and Dark, you're looking at hits to Invoker. But I'm pretty sure Invoker has a lot of different ways to do things, so we'll see. The Light and Dark will also be hitting spell books as well, which is fine, because spell books, yeah, they've been nerfed like not enough. They're not a annoying deck, but I would like to see people play different stuff. Master of Destiny, even with this change, you're still gonna see Desperado Master of Destiny. So there's that. And then with these, the Blessing of Cyber Angel. Cyber Angel will probably pop up with after I show you the other changes. Roids, you're probably not gonna see any Roids, just hemorrhoids from playing that deck. That's what you'll get. Dragon's Mirror, I've seen it in like niche Buster Blader decks from so maybe they'll pop up more often, but I highly doubt it. And then these 3 at the bottom, let's see, Fusion Time, you might see more Grand Merge. I mean, if you're like weird stuff like I do. The Master of Fusion, you're probably gonna start seeing that. Let's see. Not really. You probably won't see Master of Fusion that much. They just make it less, give you less cancer to play them. Definitely Master of Rights, I guarantee you will be experimented with Vendreads. Just because and plus their field spell lets you search out like the ritual monster. So you can add the ritual spell. Like, that's pretty nutty. So Vendreads. Okay. And then we're gonna go to the forbidden list right here. Yeah. So down to 1 is Sanctified Darklord. So what this card does is it negates the effects of a monster, and you gain life points. You gain life points equal to the attack of the monster. And this card can be used from the graveyard with Darklords. So that's pretty nice. Take a look at it. Okay. Yeah. So pretty nutty. I like all these indirect changes to Darklords. After they got their little tutor spell, they've been getting like quite out of hand, and they pretty much just like draw a bunch of stuff, set up their graveyard, and then you pretty much toast, and then they beat down over you. So I like all the changes right now. I'm not saying Darklords are super overpowered. They're like super weak to. They don't really run a lot of like back row removal, so they're super weak to Drowning Mirror Force and what's that one? Dimension Prison. They're pretty much super weak to back row, but like in pretty much any other deck, they just beat them down. No pun intended. This is actually, you may think this is a nerf because it's getting sent to 1, but this is actually a buff to Cyber Angels because this card originally was at 2, and it reads as follows. If this card is summoned, you can add 1 Cyber Angel monster or Machine Angel ritual from your deck to your hand. You can only use the effect of Cyber Petite Angel once per turn. So when the great downfall of 82, when Cyber Angels got like just nerfed into the dirt, just like freaking obliterated, this used to be at 2, so your ritual spell and one of your most powerful ritual monsters, like you had to choose between the 3, and you could only choose 2 of them. Now you can get like a little bit of everything, which to me is a buff, because there's not too many limit 1 cards, and even then they're so niche that like they don't really all go together ever. Okay, so another Darklord card got negated or nerfed. So Darklord Contact got nerfed to 2. I'm okay with that. Same thing as the Trap card. You can play it from the graveyard with your Darklord cards. This one special summons monsters in defense. So you would pretty much like dump your whole hand, play this card, special summon a monster of the graveyard, then use your Darklord to special summon another one. So they would build really big boards like in 1 turn, and it was pretty nutty. Plus, like, all the Darklords have thick booties. You know what I'm saying? So it was really hard to break through them. My favorite nerf right here, NEOS Fusion getting sent to 2. Okay. This is a good and bad change. A lot of decks worked because of this card. Which is great, you know, because you got to see like Steel Swarm, and you know, it is pretty much like the go-to. It was almost like Treacherous Trap Hole and Enemy Controller. It's just like, hey, like I got some extra space, bro. Like, oh, okay, we'll throw in NEOS Fusion, you know. And I'm glad to see it get nerfed finally. I was hoping it would get nerfed to 1, but or like it was a personal like annoyance for me, and it made for very stale gameplay. So I'm okay with that. I'm more than happy with that, and I like the fact that it's, you know, limited to 2 with like Treacherous Trap Hole and freaking Enemy Controller, because it's pretty annoying to someone throw out a NEOS, you know, throw their Bacon Saber in the graveyard, Treacherous your monster, they would like banish NEOS Fusion to protect their brave NEOS, and you're just sad. You're a sad boy, you know? So now you have to really pick and choose what you know, for the decks. I'm pretty sure it's still going to get played quite a bit because it is so powerful. Like, this card is super nutty. If you don't know what this does, this freaking fuses from the deck, hand, or field. Nutty, okay? And it acts as a Foolish Burial, which you can send a level 4 lower effect monster to the graveyard. Nutty, okay? Nutty. All right. And then this one was expected. If you've been playing a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh, you've probably seen this card quite a bit. This is a nut card as well. This is in one of those groups of like rare cards that just like they stomp on people, the low key OP. Um, so this card banishes a face-up monster you control until the end phase as cost. So unless you're playing that one like effect monster that negates quick plays, or like I don't think we have that one order card, Imperial Order, in the game yet. So this card like pretty much negates an attack and protects your monster as cost. It's like it's freaking nuts, okay? And then as a bonus, you freaking make one of their monsters super weak, okay? So this card specifically is this is an indirect nerf to Six Samurai, so I'm happy with that because this card kind of brought back Six Samurai for a while through the nerfs, because they would like banish one of their samurais and then it made it dual wield active again, because dual wield can only activate with one face up attack position Six Samurai. So if you had two, you can weaken one of their monsters and then send two of their back row back to their hand, and then yeah, just a bunch of nutty stuff. So no more of that nut. I freaking hate Six Samurai. That's like the deck I hate the most. All right, and then we got 3 down here that are no longer on the list, because I remember Six Samurai was at 2, I believe, or sorry, Six Samurai, Samurai Skull. Okay, so this is back to 3 again. Obviously, if you can see at the bottom right, I don't really play zombies. Maybe I will start buying some boxes since this is back, I guess, because I think this card kind of works pretty well to with Vendreds. That's one of the decks I love playing. Celestial, I'm pretty sure this one's gonna get sent back to Banned Prison. I think the reason why this one came off of Banned Prison was because of NEOS Fusion. So I'm pretty sure it'll get sent to 1. This one specifically is gonna get changed again. Maybe. That's just my prediction. This one here, I have no idea about. I remember this was like a first turn kill deck or something. Let me read what this does. When this card is normal summon, you can choose either 1 or 2, then excavate that many cards from the top of your deck. Send any excavated plant type monsters to the graveyard. Also place the other cards on the bottom of your deck in any order. If this card is excavated from the deck and sent to the graveyard by a card effect, you can target one monster in the field, destroy that target. Okay, so they can destroy monsters. Okay. Oh yeah, I should read the other ones. I am so sorry. So Celestial. So what this card does is when it declares an attack, you can destroy a face-up spell card, and you inflict 500 life points, which is, that's not bad in Duel Links. It's a pretty okay burn. And then if you have no cards in hand, you can banish this card and another Destiny hero to draw 2 cards. So I guess people got so used to playing this at 2 that maybe it'll still stay at 2. We're probably going to see a lot more of Mass Change again. Mass Change is going to, for sure, rear its ugly head because, like, of these nerfs. So you're going to see good old Anki again. Yeah, so this gave Destiny Heroes draw power. So we'll see. I'm pretty sure it's going to get put back in prison. And then this one says, when this card is normal summon, you can send 1 zombie type monster from your deck to the graveyard. If this face-up card in its owner's control leaves the field because of an opponent's card effect, you can special summon 1 level 4 or lower zombie type monster from your deck except Samurai Skull. Okay. But yeah, I know that this card is pretty good for Vendreds. So that overall is it. So some thoughts. So with Beatdown being changed the way it is, I expect to see more ancient gears again, because Crowler was using Beatdown with you know, Blue Eyes and yada, Dark Lords, blah, blah, blah. So, expect more Ancient Gears. So hopefully you got enemy controllers and stuff like that. So Ancient Gears is... I'm surprised they didn't hit Ancient Gears. I feel like they've been getting played a lot more than a lot of other decks. They've just been so consistent for so long. You know? Like, I'm pretty sure but even a new player knows what Ancient Gears is by this point. You know? Oh yeah, so what was I gonna do? I guess I'll just open this pack before I go. I got 62 gems. Because who doesn't like a good old pack opening? You know? As you can see, I haven't really been buying packs lately. Let's see what we get here. Well, I needed one of those. I have a bunch of those, I think. Be on the lookout for Car Curry 2.0. If you wanted to see some other, like I was mentioning about World Legacy Clash, if you want to see some other like low-key OP, this guy right here, you guys need to stock up on this. This is like, if you can make level 7s as synchros, this is another card you want to get besides Black Rose Dragon. So this dude is pretty nutty. So what he does is so when he battles an opponent's monster, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects until the end of the damage step. And also it negates monsters. So it negates Cocytus. Okay. If you're worried about that. And then if this card gets destroyed by your opponent's card effect, you can target a machine type monster in your graveyard and summon it. That includes this card when it gets sent to the graveyard. So this guy can keep coming back. So this guy destroys more than just samurais, okay? Yeah, so that's the low-key OP right now. And then... what's the other one? I think that was all that we saw for now. Oh. Hold on. I know which other one. Where is it at? This guy. This is freaking, this is Mirror Force right here for Car Curry. Okay? So be on the lookout for that. For Car Curry 2.0. Alright? I hope you guys all have a great night and you have a great day.